Welcome to the very first Service Business University podcast. This is where I sit down with real business owners and get a no-holds-barred, honest take on what it actually takes to grow business. No bullshit, no theory, just real stories, real people, real numbers, and what is actually working right now. That's it, right. Let's just get into it, because mate, I've been on one podcast. I've never done my own podcast, so let's just get into it. So,
nor have I. I've never done a podcast. I don't know whether to be shitting myself or looking forward to it.
No, it's just me and you chatting on the phone. So, right.
That's it, mate, isn't it? It's literally just a chat.
Exactly. So, introduce yourself, mate. Who have we got with us?
Jordan from Easy Clean Windows.
Perfect. So, and tell everyone how we know each other. How did we first get talking?
Oh, I think I approached you back in September, October time last year to actually do canvassing for me. Basically, put it blunt, we didn't have the money or the capital to be able to do it. So we had no choice but to get out there and do it ourselves.
I think it was a little bit before then, because it was before
Well, maybe it was in the pipeline for when I was begun to become a window cleaner. I had another company before that was just coming to an end, and I just wanted to switch in careers, so closed that down and started up this one.
What did you do before?
I had a carpet cleaning company.
Yeah, I'm in a few carpet cleaning groups, and they're saying like there's a big downturn at the moment, and too many people, you know.
A lot of my work from carpet cleaning was mainly to do with hotels. So obviously, I knew this was going to come up. I'm trying to keep it like PG, but obviously, hotels aren't for the public as such anymore. Especially if you're talking about a place like London, yeah?
Yeah.
So I woke up one morning, like losing 3 contracts because they didn't need a carpet cleaner anymore.
Yeah, that's the trouble with commercial work, isn't it? Especially if, you know, good chunks of that work are 1 or 2, 3 clients. You lose them, you know, you're in a real bad position, aren't you?
It's very, very competitive as well.
Different to window cleaning, if you lose 1 or 2 customers, it doesn't really matter. You pick them up the next day.
You don't notice it as much, for sure.
And how long were you doing the carpet cleaning for?
I started that in 2019, and it only came to an end in September last year.
Oh, so few years. Good few years.
Good few years.
Did you find that sort of difficult to scale?
I did scale it once, and I had 3 vans on the road. And then during COVID, we was actually really busy. I met one chap and done his pub, and that led on about another 30 pubs. And then when we come out of COVID, it was almost like people lost their money then. So I went from a 3-man system back to 2 men on the same van. And I just sort of stuck like that throughout the rest of the carpet cleaning period, basically.
Yeah. So what made you go into window cleaning? Like, was it a light bulb moment? Do you know anyone who was doing window cleaning? Like,
so my brother's a window cleaner, and like yourself, Jack, obviously I was well into the martial arts, and one of my old coaches was a window cleaner, and his family's been doing it for it's got to be over 60 years. He's in the group forums. His name's Martin Blackburn. You know, the doo-doo pad guy?
Can't think. No.
Very, very big in my area for window cleaning. And I basically went and spoke to him about it and said, oh, look, I want to get into window cleaning. Obviously, I know you do well. And a big shout out to Martin as well for what he done. He actually gave me a whole setup, tank, battery, reel, and everything for free.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, look, I just want to see you do well. So he gave me the whole setup for free. Took all of that. And do you know what? It was just really slow. And I couldn't see myself going anywhere with window cleaning, like nowhere.
So just give me an idea, day one. Like, what did you do once you'd got your van kitted out? Like, where were you getting customers?
Started posting in Facebook groups was the first thing I done.
Yeah.
And then I must have got a good 30 customers in about a month. So that was like the whole of September. And then you're going to think this is so stupid, and I don't know how I managed to do it, but I started to become unorganized. Yeah. I was still trying to keep the carpet cleaning company going whilst doing the window cleaning alongside. And I didn't know anything about Squeegee or Cleaner Planner or anything like that. So I was trying to use Apple Calendar, to organise my window cleaning work.
Oh, wow.
And it just went to shit. Like, the whole thing went to shit. And I was like, wow, if I'm coming back, I've got to do something different.
Yeah, I think a good CRM is essential. It's like
100%. You have to have Squeegee or Cleaner Planner or something like that to run your business. You can't do it. I mean, I know people that do it by pen and paper, and I'm just like, how do you manage to do it?
No, that's insane. Like, what happens if they lose it all? There's got to be backed up.
This is what I mean. Like, your whole business disappears if you lose that file.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, I back all my stuff up, so I've got all my customer lists downloaded onto my phone, so they're held with Squeegee and also held with me. And I do that on a weekly basis. It's a 20-second thing to do.
Yeah, you need all your customers in the cloud. I remember back in the day when we first started canvassing, it'd all be like notepads. And I remember one of the lads, he must have got like 20 or 30 customers, and he left them on the roof and we drove off, and he didn't realise we got home. So
all that day wasted, mate.
Yeah, so that always stuck in my head. So whenever I canvass, I put it in my phone. So I put it on notes. So it was in the cloud. It didn't matter even if I lost my phone, I wouldn't have been worried. I've got all my customers on my phone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So going back to what we were saying, after them 30 customers, mate, I think I only retained about 4.
Really?
Because I just screwed everything up. Like, that's me being brutally honest. I screwed everything up. I lost them all from being inconsistent. Fortunately, I was trading under my old carpet cleaning name. So when I started the window cleaning, people didn't really know.
You should quickly switch your name if you've made a few mistakes.
Correct, man. If you make a mess up, change it.
Yeah, of course.
And then, I just came back harder, basically.
And what was like the light bulb moment to think, right, okay, I need to be more organised, and now I need to get customers. 30 customers a month isn't enough, is it? Like, you're never gonna.
Honestly, the light bulb moment was being broke.
I know that's always a good catalyst.
Like, that's not. I'm not bullshitting you. Like the falling behind on van payments. If you want me to really go into it, I actually had a van, 2016 plate, and I lost it. They got repossessed. That went. So I lost everything, absolutely everything. So from a company that started in 2019 that was doing really, really well, lost its contracts. I then lost the van, that got repossessed. Phone bill, couldn't afford to pay that on a contract.
I'll be honest, mate. I've been in all them positions, and I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. I think that's
not at all.
Yeah, it's part and parcel of being a businessman.
I think the only time you can be ashamed of losing everything is if you lose everything and sit on your ass and don't do nothing about it.
Exactly. Like, the fact that you've lost things means you took a risk, and the fact that you've then gone out and rebuild, like, that's what's like character.
Mate, I literally lived off of my partner's money for 2 months. Like, it was the toughest 2 months we've ever been through, ever.
Yeah, no, honestly, I completely empathise. I've been in those situations where, mate, I've had 70p in the bank, and I'm looking and thinking, what am I going to do? It's like, I've had where I've done a lot of work for clients and they haven't paid me. The delayed payments, and I'm like, I go through money like anything. It's just like tokens to me. I don't really see it as anything more value than just providing my life. So it's very easy for me to get in situations like that. Like I say, I could have 70p in my bank one day. The next week, I could have 10 grand. It's just swings and roundabouts.
100%.
But yeah, the same thing happened to me, mate. Like, I had my M4, it blew up. I didn't have the money to pay for it. Like, I didn't have the money to pay for the engine. I had to get rid of it and swap it for another car. Like, I got behind on the repayments and stuff like that. So it can turn very fast. And I think that's why I like the idea of window cleaning, because you've always got them monthly customers, unless you really mess it up with your customer service, it's not going to affect your monthly, your round, is it?
Yeah, exactly that.
You're not fighting for jobs all the time. Like for instance, the carpet cleaning from a residential side, you're constantly trying to win new work. And I can imagine.
Yeah, the thing with carpet cleaners, everyone says they'll come back in 6 months, but I'll be lucky to see the same customer after 2 years.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Although they're high ticket value jobs, you earn. It's a weird one. If a customer's worth £200 for carpets, but their window clean across a year's £200, you still get the same amount of money, but it's just given to you in a different way.
Yeah.
Most people that get a lump sum of money will go spend it. Whereas when you're getting the same amount, but it's trickling, it's better for, I think, the average person. Unless you've got that mindset where you are very good with money, which I think we know majority of people aren't.
Yeah.
Having the money spread out across a year is better than receiving it in one lump sum.
And plus the fact you get more referrals, and once you've got a good customer, they last longer than a year. They last until
100%.
They lose their job or they move house. And if they move house and it's in your area, then they'll probably take you along with them. So going back to October, so is this when you're on your arse?
Yeah, this is when I'm on my arse in October. I started basically doing the same as what worked the first time round, Facebook.
Yeah.
I'd been in the forums, spoke to people about Squeegee. So I got Squeegee set up, started again with the forums, posted on Facebook trying to gain new work. I then came across, really bizarre, I added you as a friend. When I went searching for your name, it came up with one of your posts that you put up in a group.
Yeah.
For window cleaning. And I hope you don't mind me saying, if you want to crop this bit out so other people don't see it, fine.
No, listen, let's unfiltered.
Yeah, I basically come across one of your posts.
Yeah.
And I copied it word for word. I slapped it into ChatGPT. And I was like, make this better, right?
Yeah.
And all it done was make it more playing on people's heartstrings.
Yeah.
I posted it, and I pulled 170 customers off of it.
You the guy who started off that post? Because we all jumped on that post.
I'm the one that gets slagged off by every window cleaner, correct? Yes, that is me. I am that guy.
Mate, honestly, I've used that. We pulled in silly amounts of money with that post, 100%. So you copied me, but you made it better, and then I copied you.
I made it better, and mate, it worked wonders. Yeah, I put it up in one group local to me, and I woke up in the morning, and do you know what? It was almost like, I don't want to be a window cleaner with the amount of comments that I've got on this. Like, I'm happy to stay broke, man. It was crazy. It was so many people. So yeah, I pulled 170 new customers off of it in a weekend.
Yeah.
Right? And I was just overwhelmed, mate. Absolutely overwhelmed. Also, within that, a chap messaged me. He was like, look, I'm a canvasser. And I was like, buddy, look, I'm not doing this. I don't have the money behind me. Like, I've just got my first 170 customers. And he was like, but you can just chip away at it. Like, I'll work for you. You can just chip away at what you owe me, right? So he comes on board. He goes out the first day, and he picks me up 30 new customers.
What's his name?
I'm thinking, like, his name was Louis Gray.
Oh, sure.
He lived not far from me, like literally a block behind me. I ended up racking up a £2,500 debt with him. Yeah. And I was like, bud, I don't have the money, like, just to slap that to you and pay you off. And he was like, we'll chip away at it, just keep chipping away at it. So, cut a long story short, Lou ended up actually getting a better work opportunity to make more money than what I could afford to pay him. So, he left. And that was through no fault of my own. We just weren't in a position to pay 2, 3, 4, 5 grand. Like, we just didn't have that money behind us.
Yeah.
So I've conquered the first issue with not being organised, because I've gone and got a squeegee, and now I've maintained these 170 customers. But the second issue that I'm facing is I can't keep a canvasser because I can't afford to pay them. So that's my next problem that I need to try and fix, right? So a few months go by, probably taking us up to maybe January. It's just been a case of rinse and repeat with these posts. December's come, everybody's starting to click on to the fact that I haven't been knocking doors.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I start getting stick from other window cleaners. They're not happy about it. So on and so on. Things got really heated with other window cleaners. It's a really weird industry to be in. I had one man.
It's so toxic,
tell
mate.
me.
It's so toxic.
But I had one man tell me, he was like, literally, I couldn't believe it, mate. I was absolutely howling on a Saturday morning. His whole conversation was me about meeting him at the fill-up station for a scrap.
Mate, I would have gone. And
I said to him, I was like, yeah, I mean, sure, if you want to. And yeah, nothing ever come of it. I just basically said to him, he started giving me all this shit about I spend thousands on advertising on Google, and I do this and I do that, and you're taking all my customers. And I was like, two things here. I was like, number one, you could do exactly the same thing I'm doing, but you choose not to. And number two, if you spent enough time focusing on your own business and stopped watching me, then maybe you do a bit better.
Yeah, it's a common theme with window cleaners. They would rather moan about it on Facebook, slag everyone else off, than actually 100%. Do what's working. And that goes for canvassing as well. They slag off canvassers, or, you know, blah, blah, blah.
100%.
And you're like, well, can you do it? Oh, no, I don't like knocking doors. Like, well, okay.
I got a good pal of mine who doesn't live far from me. He was a carpet cleaner, and he's doing now carpet cleaning and window cleaning.
Yeah.
And we had a chat the other day. I basically give him all of my old equipment that I didn't need. I was like, look, you need it, have it. And he was saying to me, he was like, oh, you're getting a lot of reviews at the moment, aren't you? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, you know, last week you had 7 and this week you had 12. And I'm like, right. I was like, how do you know all of this? He's like, I keep a really close eye on you. I was like, why? I said, look, I don't mind. I was like, but I don't watch anyone around me. I'm just doing my own
I find it really weird, mate. It's really weird. Like, I don't care about anyone else's business.
From a website perspective, obviously, we're tracking people who I know do better than us. And I'm tracking them to see what they're doing on their websites, their keywords. That side of it I get. Yeah,
well, yeah, it's a bit like what you did. Is you saw a post of mine at work, just tried to do a little bit better. You did it, Correct. Then I copied you. But we weren't trying to, you know, sabotage each other's businesses. We're like, oh, that works. Okay, I'll run with that.
Exactly that. And we're two, you're doing it the complete other end of the country of where I am. So, but to sit there and really stalk everyone, or not so much stalking, but to really keep an eye on your competitors, I feel like it's just a waste of time. So I told him, like, just stay in your own lane, do your own thing. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about my reviews. Like, you need to do what's best for you. So yeah, then we pull up to January, right? I've got no canvasser, and we can't do the Facebook posts anymore. Right? But obviously, and again, big shout out to my mum as well, because she's gone and taken out like this fucking $9,000 loan to go and get me a new van, right? When my old van got repossessed. So now I'm in a position where I've got no canvasser. I got no chances left on Facebook, because at this point I'm getting banned from groups, right?
Mate, I got banned off Facebook. I've had to do face recognition twice. They took my accounts down just because of window cleaners, and they were posting on anonymous accounts and stuff saying they'd even listened to my podcast, and they were posting my podcast on local Facebook groups.
Crazy.
I was posting videos of me actually canvassing, and I'm like, which window cleaner is it?
What I ended up doing, Jack, and I really hope that every single fucker that's given me shit from the window cleaning group in my area is listening to this, yeah? Because what I've done is I went and opened up another 4 Facebook profiles, right?
Yeah.
And I blocked all of you, so you lot can't see my shit. And I blocked all your partners. I blocked all your family members.
Yeah, I've had their
so
wives on the accounts, everything. It's weird.
And I'm still posting what I want to post in groups, and I'm still getting work off of it. So you haven't done nothing other than highlight a problem for me so that I can fix it. So
yeah,
pat on the back of them lot.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, January comes, no canvasser. That's my main priority. Obviously, I've seen now canvassing works really, really well. I need to get a canvasser. I can't afford a canvasser. How am I going to do it?
Let me ask you something.
Posted,
why didn't you do it yourself?
Honestly, because I was very new to window cleaning.
Yeah.
And this is not an excuse, because I'm going to admit in a minute another part of it.
Yeah.
I was very, very new to window cleaning, so it was taking me a lot of time to get through these customers.
No, I get that.
Like, I had basic brushes, basic setup, everything was new, and I was shit at it, basically, but I had to try my best. So I was sometimes spending, like, half an hour on a maintenance clean, because I wanted it perfect, yeah? I didn't want people coming back saying it's not okay, because if you have to go back to a property, you're also not making money either.
No, 100%.
The second part of it, Jack, I'll be honest with you, it's going to come down to laziness. It is. It is. Of course it is. And that is everyone's reason for not doing canvassing.
Yeah, I think it genuinely is just down to laziness.
It's two things. It's laziness or confidence. But however you can gain confidence the more you do something. I remember the first time I entered a gym, I had no confidence and I was throwing up after 30 minutes in a Muay Thai gym.
But it's like when we do the MMA and you get thrown in and like a new gym and you're like, right, you sparring with someone and who's this guy? You don't know how good they are, and then suddenly
exactly. And of course, and I get it. I do get it with confidence, but eventually I did go out on the doors, Jack. So there is a good part coming. So
that's what I like to hear. See.
Yeah, the first bit was laziness and confidence. But January, February time, I carry on posting in groups. At this point, I'm up to about 300 window cleans. And I think I say to a chap called Lyle, can you come and work with me just for a day a week or 2 days a week, right? So he comes over for 2 days a week just to take a little bit of that pressure off. And on those days that he's in, I'm out canvassing.
That's amazing. But circle back to the laziness. You were still doing what most people don't. Like, they're moaning at your post, but you were the one posting. So you had all these inquiries and quotes to deal with, all those conversations, closing the customer on Facebook. So it wasn't as if they were just coming to you and ding, 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 you've got loads of customers. That still takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of time. And mate, it's a headache. It's an absolute headache. Like, getting 5-6 inquiries you can work with it, yeah? But when you've got an inbox sat with 100 people in it, it's insane. You can't even comprehend how much of a struggle it is. Yeah,
I mean, my business now is we do the paid ads, which is say 70%, but I still do the Facebook groups because it's free. And I could be sitting on the beach or by the pool, just posting on Facebook. It's great.
Yeah. So, in the end, I did go out on the doors, and I did do it. But I was shit at it. But obviously, the more you do it, the better you get, and you just learn to do well. I think the first door I knocked, I didn't get it. The next door neighbour I got for a gutter clean for £100. So I was like, quid's in. So that kept me motivated to keep going.
Yeah.
So I ended up posting on the Facebook groups as well, alongside doing that. And I had this lad message me. He's like, have you got any work going? Look, you get it all the time. Like, have you got any window cleaning work going? And my answer is always no, because I've got this extra chap called Lyle. And he said, have you got any work going? I was like, unfortunately not, buddy. I was like, the only thing I'm really looking for is a canvasser. And he's like, what's that? So obviously I talked to him about what canvassing is and, what I'm doing. And he was like, mate, I don't have a job. He was like, so, I'll give it a crack. I was like, all right, fine. So I take him out with me for a day. teach him the script. And you know what it's like? Sometimes on your first day, it's either hit or miss. You can do well or you can do terrible.
Yeah, I usually find people do really badly on the first day and never come back.
Correct. So he done really bad on his first day with me. But he was like, I don't feel that the script is the issue. I feel it's confidence.
Yeah.
And I was like, fine. He was like, I don't need you to come out with me anymore. He was like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do it on my own. Because I also feel as well, if someone's not watching me, I feel like I might do better. And I was like, do you know what? I understand where he's coming from. I get it. So he goes out on his own the next day and he calls me up, like absolutely buzzing. He's like, I've got 15 new customers. I was like, wow, that's really good. Like really good. So, what I used to do was I used to send them all a text saying, you know, you've spoken to one of my chaps on the door. We'll book you in for this day. And then, you know, some of them would drop off, some of them would stick, and whatever sticks, obviously we gain. So that was January. I still have the same guy with me now working for me 5 days a week canvassing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So
I need one of him.
today,
I need some people of him to help me out.
Yeah. So fast forward to today. Him and his partner, Paige and Corbin, they both go out for me every day. Yeah, 5 days a week, they're out knocking doors. And they're now pulling in between 25 and 35 new customers a day, every single day, 5 days a week.
That is amazing.
The new system in place is when they send me through the customers, I then call the customers when I finish work. It's literally a 2-minute conversation on the phone with them, confirm their details, book them in, and our success rate on that is we're probably maintaining and keeping off of from when they book them at the door, I would say is classed as a lead. When I book them on the system, they're now a customer. So from the lead to the customer, we're retaining about 80% of everything that comes in.
They're good numbers, and I think people listening would disagree. But for canvassing, I mean, I hear some cleaners, they'll say, I go out canvassing, and everyone I speak to and sign up, they stick. Because they were that shit at canvassing, they've only got the people who are desperate for a window cleaner. And they kind of, you know, they've opened the door and gone, yes. That's why they're 100%. Like, there is an art to canvassing, and it's not persuading someone, it's not forcing someone, it's just taking them on a journey to get clean windows and then being happy about it.
100%. And it's all about speaking to someone the same way I'm speaking to you. Like, I actually find the easiest way to get a customer is to not sell to the customer.
Yeah, the art of...
Like, as weird as that...
It's got to be done.
As weird as that sounds, like, it's not... And I kept saying to the canvasser, like, there's been days in between where, don't get me wrong, he had 2 weeks, where his head was in an absolute rut and he couldn't get out of it. He didn't know what was going on. He was getting no leads. It was like maybe 3 a day, and it was bad. It was really, really bad. And I almost thought we was going to lose him because it was that bad. I then spoke to him on the phone. I was like, look, I can't physically get to you today because I'm working, but speak to me on the phone, go and knock the doors. And I was like, listening to him, this guy was sounding like a salesman from Anglian Windows.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a window clean, buddy. I was like, it's nothing over the top. I was like, we're not there for a 30-minute pitch. I was like, it's just a window clean, right? So he's then changed his script just to really bring it down a little bit, calm down, and he's just gone back to talking to people. Soon as he's gone back to talking to them, leads are flown through the air again. Yeah,
I've always found, like you say, it's got to be a conversation. You can't look like a salesman. You've got to be the window cleaner, or, you know, you work for the window cleaner. But I also feel you've got to kind of get their objections that usually come in the pitch, kind of like take care of them without coming across like an Anglian salesman. And I think that's the key.
When he's knocking the door, he's already telling the customer, like, we're cleaning all of the windows, the frames, the seals, front and back of the house, any external doors. He's already, just to get, if they're interested, when they say yes, he's explaining to them, you'll get text message reminders the night before. Someone from the office will give you a call to confirm all of your details. Like everything has been answered. So by the time I do call the customer, I am able to keep those conversations down to a 2-minute conversation because my canvas has done everything. So now I'm obviously not going to go into what percentage, but he has a percentage of the total income of the business. So however hard he works and however much he grows the business, the more he grows it, the more money he gets.
When you told me that, I thought, that's genius. So I've got a kind of a similar deal back in the UK. That's how I've always got a little bit of money to survive.
It is a very genius thing to do.
They've got skin in the game, and it doesn't cost you a penny up front. Like, it's amazing. Yeah. And the better they do, the better you do, the better they do. So
everyone wins.
Yeah. So
everyone loses as well.
Yeah. So he has to do it properly. There's no point of him putting in shit customers or lying and stuff like that. It only
affects his income.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's an idea that people should take on board if they're looking to grow.
And then again, another matey that's quite big in window cleaning. His name's Damien. I actually went up to visit him last week. The man, if he's listening, he'll probably laugh. He has this unit, mate, and I'm not joking. He just has this passion for just buying everything he sees related to window cleaning. So
what, like?
I bought, mate, just everything. Like, I'll give you an example. He wanted to get a 1,000-litre tank the other day, yeah? And he's looking around for a 1,000-litre tank, and it was 500 quid, right? And you see this shop selling 24 5,000-litre tanks, yeah, for 500 quid.
He bought them all.
So a new tank's 500, or the 24 of them's 500. So what he done is he went and hired a van, picked up the whole 24 tanks, kept one for himself, and just sold the rest.
Yeah, that's.
He was like, I'm not $4,000 up.
Yeah, it's genius. That's genius.
When I went to his unit, there was like 6 hot water systems in his unit that he will fix and sell up. But cut long story short, he has about he franchised, so he doesn't have anyone on the books as such. And I asked him how he was getting on, and he has a customer base of about 5,000 customers, which is insane, like insane. And I'm not going to get into Damien's personal life and what he earns and what he's done with his life, but I know how much he took last year, and I was like, I need that. Like, that is what I need, and that's what I'm going for. And he said, but you're not going to get there without canvassing. And I told him our system and how we had it patterned down. And he was like, what you've got is crazy, and it can't fail.
As long as you keep that guy,
as long as I keep that guy, which his mindset is, he don't want to leave. Like, we've got little things in the background, like, at the moment, he doesn't have a car. He doesn't have a driving license at the moment through him being an idiot when he was younger. So he gets his driving license back in December, and I'm like, look, we'll buy you a car. Like, you can have a car on us because you're working hard. They've done nights away, he's done holidays, he's done so many different things because he's putting the work ethic in and the work hours in, and everything he's doing is just insane.
And he owns a part of the business, so it's not a job. He feels like he's a part of something.
Exactly that. So then fast forward to now, like as in April, and I know I've just been chatting a lot, Jack, but it's to give you a whole picture. Fast forward to April, Lyle, who was originally doing 1-2 days a week, is now business director with me. He's pulled over his 400-500 customers that he had. So there's now 2 directors, me and Lyle, customer base of pushing closer to 600 customers now. And we're growing by, so I'd say confirmed customers, maybe between 20 and 25 a day.
That's amazing. Like, to go from what, 6-7 months ago, broke, no van, no money, to a growing, thriving business. And what, like, obviously you said it was being broke that drove you. And I think that happens to a lot of men, or I'm not being sexist, but it's usually men who are entrepreneurs and, you know, take that risk. But the trap of around is comfort. You know, once you get that money, there's no driving force behind. I think being broke is probably first, and then second.
It weren't even just that as well, Jack. I forgot to add, my mental health at that point, went massively downhill.
Yeah, like it does. It takes
I ended up
confidence away.
On medication. I ended up having to take medication every day. It was wild, mate. The journey. I mean, there was a bunch of other personal things in my personal life that happened as well, which I won't dive into because I don't want to give those people that attention. But there was a lot that happened. Like, and if I told you on a personal level off this podcast, then you'll see, like, you've had it tough in the last 12 months. It's been rough, man, really rough. And now I'm just driven so bad.
That's the thing. Life is tough for a man. No one else gives a shit but your mum. Your mum's the only one, I think, who gives a shit about you. No one else.
Sometimes I don't even feel like she gives a shit.
They do.
Of course she does.
But
she's good.
You've got to drag yourself out of it. No one else will. And, you know, like, people don't care about you. And
of course they don't.
You find that out pretty quick when you're in the shit, that people don't actually give a shit. And even when you're doing well, they won't support you. It's an amazing thing. Being in business, it's like, all right, you're not actually my friend. You're not my friend. Okay, you don't even like my business post. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly that. I've got a friend that I met on when I was gaming on the PC, from Germany. He was only someone I spoke to on the PC maybe 2 times a week. He spends more time liking all of my stuff and commenting on it from my business than some of my closest pals that live 2 minutes around the corner.
Mate,
I've never met this guy.
I'm the same. I've got a couple of friends I met in Thailand. An Australian guy called Junior, absolute crazy, like Pacific Islander, and he's constantly sharing and liking my stuff. And another lad called James, French guy. We used to have chats and that. It would be very difficult because his English wasn't great, but we used to train together and stuff. He went back to France, but he's constantly liking and sharing my posts in France. I'm like, man, I don't think they give a shit about Camerson in France, but, you know, fair play. So sometimes, like you say, the closest people to you, or what you thought were the closest people to you, they're not genuinely your friends, and they don't really care. And you've got to, like you've done, you've dragged yourself out, gone from nothing to now a company with 2 directors, which is printing cash, basically. With, you know, monthly revenue that you can, you know, be absolutely proud of, that people haven't done in 5 years, 10 years even.
Yeah.
And you've done it in a few months whilst being broke without a van. And your canvasser hasn't even got a driving license. You've got all these things stopping you. You've got no money to pay for canvassing. He hasn't got a driving license. You haven't got a van. But somehow in 6 months, you've done better than anyone else.
We've done it. And feel free to send through into the... I don't know if you're going to add images to this podcast as we're talking, but feel free to throw it up, the figures as well. Like,
mate, just send me the screenshots.
That one in... the one in Gosport that we got in particular, I think was 188 customers. If I pull it up in front of me, 183 customers we pulled in just under 2 weeks. It's £35,000 a year.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
In under 2 weeks of canvassing.
What do you honestly think? Because I look at window cleaning, I know you like to make sure, you know, you do a good job, and of course that's essential, but I don't look at window cleaning as a window cleaning business. It's a subscription business, and your idea, your whole goal is to grow that customer base and acquire customers and keep them and grow it bigger. And window cleaners, on the whole, except they're just window cleaners, and once they've got their round, they're happy, and that's it. And it baffles me that I'm like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do with this. But I've got to leave them to it sometimes. Like,
I think my only genuine worry, Jack, is there was a post that me and you was both commenting on the other day, and I commented on the post. I can't remember the chap, but he was talking about expanding.
yeah, he screenshotted my Telegram group and then posted it.
Yes.
Well, he didn't screenshot it, actually. He had to take the trouble to get another camera because you can't actually screenshot my Telegram group. So he's gone through all that trouble.
The only thing that really made me worry, was there was one chap that commented on that post, Fred, and he was saying that he had a wife and kids, and he scaled and scaled and scaled, and then he lost his wife, the kids went with her or whatever, and it just failed. And I think that's going to be my next problem that I overcome will be scaling.
Yeah.
Like we're not even at full capacity yet for 2 window cleaners. I don't think it's going to be long, is me being honest with you. I reckon we'll be there possibly within the next 4 weeks. And then obviously I have to start looking at getting somebody else. But that's my only worry is, do I franchise or do I get someone self-employed?
Now you see what you've already done now with your canvasser. Now, I looked at the problem with staffing because I do get it. Scaling, you have to deal with staff. Now, I was thinking, well, what's the problem? Like other companies, like your Amazons, Tesco's, they've got staff. Like might be a high turnover. You've got to train the staff. And I'm thinking, well, how would you keep staff members? And I think window cleaners just think of their staff members as just labour. But if you there's no career progression. So, okay, you come on board. This is the wage. You might get a bonus if you hit your targets. That's it. So that's all that man has got to kind of live with. There's no goals. There's no aspirations. There's no career progression. But if you kind of mix what you've done with the canvasser and you say to the window cleaner, right, okay, whatever your probation period is, you're a junior tech or whatever, and then after that you get promoted, you get a pay rise, and then if you do well after 12 months, you get another pay rise. Now, if you're with me for 24 months, you can have your own territory, and this is the percentage you get as well as the wage. Then people are going to go, right, okay, that's the progression, and once I get there, now I'm kind of invested into the company, and the more work I put in, like the canvasser, the more money I'll earn. And they kind of feel a part of it. And I think that's the key to scaling with staff, is good career progression.
Everything you've said is everything that I've already thought about, because I've done everything that I've already done is so different to how most window cleaners will do it.
Yeah.
So most window cleaners, save a bunch of money, go and find a canvasser, pay it, do that work, save again, and just rinse and repeat, basically.
Yeah.
Because I've already got a different system in place for that, my canvassers are happy with what they're earning. They're buzzing every week. Every day is like, we don't have an office yet or anything like that, but it's WhatsApp group calls. They're fired up. They're ready to go. One of them was actually really ill today and was so upset not to knock doors. I mean, that is such a weird thing to say, because it is a tough thing knocking doors, but to be genuinely it's ruined my whole day that I can't go out and knock doors.
Mate, do you know what? Ridiculous. When you're a good canvasser, not being able to knock doors is it's horrible. Like, I actually miss it. Imagine. It's the only thing I miss about the UK is knocking doors, because it was, to me, it was just like going to the cash point. I was that good at it. I knew how much I was earning that day. If I knew how many hours I had, I knew what I was earning pretty much. It was like just withdrawing money out of the cash point, mate. It was great.
And do you know what? Another thing as well, one of the biggest objections that I've ever had, not even really an objection, but something that every customer that I take on says to me, near enough, a good 90% of them, I reckon, is, we had a window cleaner, but he just didn't turn up.
Yeah, I have it every day. It's weird. They just stop coming.
It's so simple. it's so simple to have a good window cleaning business.
But I see it on Facebook, okay, and people will say, "Oh, I haven't seen a window cleaner in ages." And what the guys on the window cleaning groups go, "Oh, yeah, that's just a bad customer," but they're not. They're not bad customers. Like, you're a bad window cleaner. I used to canvas, mate, and the amount of window cleaners just didn't do the top of the frames. Just didn't. They were black, and I'd go, "Can you see the frames?" And they'd be like, "Yeah." Can you see they're black? Yeah. So they're not doing it all, are they? No. Okay, do you want to come with us then? Okay. It was so easy to take them off.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've had the everyday thing, you know, why would I want a water-fed pole cleaner when I've got a traditional cleaner? And I've kind of got to the point now I give up trying to explain to people the difference. I just say to them, at the end of the day, both methods get your windows clean. Obviously, there are pros and cons to both, but the average customer doesn't really care as long as the end result is good. That's what they care about.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'd have to slightly disagree with you there. More and more, only because I think of the standard of window cleaners and the job they're doing. Everyone I speak to now wants traditional because they're not doing a good enough job. Like I say, when I was canvassing, they were missing their frames. I could see the spotting. I could see all the mistakes. And I think if you're up on a ladder, like they're doing it properly, I think, and you see some of the videos people are posting on the Facebook page, and they're like, they're not even rinsing. They're not even rinsing. No wonder.
I agree with you on that aspect, 100%. Obviously, I've had a couple of people who we've genuinely lost because they outright refuse to have a water-fed cleaner.
I can usually turn them. I'll turn them round, but I'm just saying.
How I turn them round is I turn around and say to them, "Look, I'll come clean them, and if you are genuinely not happy with my clean, I will not charge you a penny."
That's what I say.
You will get that
100%
for free. And they've obviously then stuck with us, and we've managed to keep them. So it's just there are so many problems.
I'd say there's an epidemic of water-fed pole operators just doing a terrible job, and they're ruining the industry, completely ruining the industry. I mean, you must have found it on the Facebook posts. 70% sometimes are saying, "Are you traditional, or do you do it with those silly jet washers or those stupid poles?" I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, you know, they've obviously had a really bad cleaner.
Yeah. It's, sorry, Jack, mate, I was sending a text to a customer, my bad.
No worries. Don't just interrupt the podcast for a text.
I've got to keep these customers happy, man.
Mate, I've run out of cigarettes, so hurry up. You forgot what we were saying. You forgot what we were saying, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I love the window cleaning industry, mate. Like,
just go on to another subject.
We just switch it up, mate. Switch it up, honestly. But I genuinely love my job. I love what I do. The only thing, if I could change anything, would be actually seeing the customers more often and actually getting that chat. But then I know that if I do, then I'll just be chatting for ages. Like,
I used to get stressed out especially when I was knocking doors and they started to chat. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, time is money. I don't care.
I mean, sometimes I know my customers. I know which ones will really, really chat for a long time, and I'll have headphones in. I'll be like, I'm just on the phone. Like, they go
emergency call. Like, emergency call.
Yeah, we'll have that conversation next time. Like, but
I used to be like Homer Simpson, you know, where he used to go into the house trying to get out of it.
Just disappear.
Yeah.
But, mate, honestly, like, for anyone listening, just get out, knock doors. Go and knock doors. Or...
It doesn't work, though. It doesn't work. It's word of mouth, mate. Word of mouth will build your house.
Word of mouth. How long is it going to take you to build your business, word of mouth, realistically?
Mental.
I'm 7 months in now, right? And I would say in the last 3 weeks is when I've really noticed word of mouth going like mad. And bearing in mind, in them 7 months where I've been trading, I am the third highest rated in the whole of my town for window cleaning. Yeah? I'm number 1 in the Google Map Packs. Just set up Google Guaranteed to get me number 1 in that. And the website's old. The website's only just started to come onto page 1. But I'm already number 1 everywhere else, yeah?
And that's since what, September?
Since September, but I have a lot of knowledge on how to do that. So I was number one on Google. It's going to sound mad. I was number one on Google before I even really had a penny to my name.
Fair play.
Couple of weird things, like the website only came within the last 8 weeks.
Yeah.
If you could see me now, Jack, I'm still sat here not even in business uniform. Like the pace in which we've grown, I haven't actually had time to sit down, design some uniform. It's mad.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and again, that's another bit of advice I'd give to someone. If they're starting up a company, don't upfront all the costs and start off in negative. Don't do it.
No.
Like, it's so dumb.
I can't remember a company, apart from the MMA business, that's cost me a penny to start and earn money. I've always, we started a removal company with no money. I made a website, we got our first job, I took a deposit, and we used that to hire a van and get uniforms. Like, I never fronted a penny.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, uniform, funny enough, we're actually picking up at the end of play today. We've actually done it now and invested it.
I mean, even with window cleaning, you could literally start with £100. You could get a ladder from Facebook Marketplace and a basic traditional kit. Learn on YouTube.
Not even that though. Like, you can almost guarantee one of your pals or a family member's got that ladder.
Everyone's got a ladder. Everyone's got a ladder. Someone's got a ladder.
It weren't until I started. My father-in-law actually has a ladder sat in his back garden, and I thought that I could have used that to begin. But like, obviously, I got everything given to me. Like, I was very lucky. Very lucky. It was that situation was more of who you know. And like I said, if Martin is listening, like, big shout out to him, because he really did kickstart me into window cleaning. And funny enough, right, I upgraded all my equipment and put all of my old stuff in the garage. And I basically wanted to give up the garage last month, and I called Martin up and I was like, look, all this gear you give me, like, I don't want to sell it. So what we've done is we actually give it to someone else starting up in window cleaning who was looking to start a business.
Playing it forward.
And I gave him everything. And I was like, look, now you can have the same start that I had in window cleaning, and it's not cost you a penny to start up. Here is a whole setup for you. All you got to do is buy water and turn it on.
Do you know what? If more people were like you and helping other people in business like that, like, the world will be a better place. And I want to see, like, young lads, you know, not get sucked in with the road life or crypto scams. And right, listen, you don't have to go to college, you don't have to go to university. Clean windows, build a massive business, or stay small and build a great income. It's up to you. But either way,
small and grow a great income, or go massive, go hard or go home, basically.
Like, if I was broke tomorrow, landed in the UK, I'd just canvas. Well, I mean, obviously I'd canvas, I've got clients, but if I had
I watched something the other day that said, it's another canvasser on TikTok. I can't think of his name, but he basically said, like, if you can sell, you can always make money.
Yeah. It's
so true, isn't it?
It's what's kept me alive, mate. And my brother's gone down a different road. He's like a heroin addict. Totally ruined his life. Like, I don't know what my life would be like if I could not sell or have the balls to sell. And I don't know where I heard 100%. It, and someone said door knocking, it's just like trick-or-treating for grown-ups. Like, we all went trick-or-treating. You know, we all went asking for sweets. So now you're just asking if they want their windows cleaned.
Yeah. But I actually, when I was younger, I done telesales, and I bounced between a few companies doing that on the phone, and I was good at it.
Hard.
I can sell.
That's hard.
I can sell over the phone better than face to face.
I'm the other way around.
I'm the complete opposite.
I have to see someone.
Opposite for you.
I have to see someone. I am shit at telesales. Like,
my mindset is they can't see me. People judge people based on how they look, how they dress, this and that. Not suggesting that I look like a tramp or dress like a tramp, but the point is people judge. Yeah, like for example, like, you're covered in tattoos, I'm covered in tattoos. Some people, they find that intimidating if they're old, for example. When I'm over the phone, people don't know who I am. So I can build rapport with them. I can have a laugh with them. Like, you know.
I had a friend of mine who did telesales. I think, if I stand corrected, he sold wine investments, which is totally scammy. But one of the methods they taught them was kind of invent a character. So he was like some British aristocrat over the phone. And
Yeah,
that's
absolutely that.
how you overcame any nervousness. You create a character to protect yourself, but you can't really do that on the door. Like,
exactly, mate. I would literally be on the phone to someone when I was working for a company in Withey, and I'd be on the phone to a customer, and they'd be talking about I don't know, for example, Liverpool football team, right? So I'm on the computer, and I'm like, no way, you're a Liverpool fan too. That's great to hear. And I'm there like Googling Liverpool's achievements.
yeah,
I thought it was great when they won against so-and-so back in 2007. Like,
I couldn't do that to a Liverpool fan.
That was a great game. Yeah. It was like, you can just, you got to be quick. But
I do similar on the doors. Like, I talk about their car and I'll pretend it was my favourite car, even if it's like a Japanese import. Or I'd say how lovely the dog was, even if I hated it.
I'd do that on the door and talk about their car, right? And then they'd be like, this is the 16V4 injector. I'm like, well, you've lost me. And that's where I'd get myself in the shit. So, yeah.
That's when those emergency phone calls come in handy.
That's it. Sorry, I just got to take this.
ChatGPT, what the hell's this guy on about? What's this 16V?
That's it. Just recording a conversation. Get some of them meta glasses, mate, to just take it in what it is.
I wish I had them on when I was canvassing. Obviously, it's a bit.
Do you know what? My colleagues just got some. So this is obviously my mindset is. I don't think I'm the best, but I'm going to act like I am the best, right?
Yeah.
Especially in my area. So again, I'll send you over some photos. Feel free to attach them to this podcast, because we've got the vans going in for a full wrap on both of them. Not looking forward to it with the amount it's going to cost, but there's a guy in my area called Willoughby's Window Cleaning, and his vans, mate, are insane. Like, the whole van's wrapped, right? And he got a drone, and he was shooting himself driving up a customer's driveway with a drone with his van. Like, can you spot us from your house? Like, he got a good head on his shoulders. And I wanted to get our vans wrapped. So the next thing was, if we're going to act like the best, we want to be the best, we've got to look the best, etc., etc. So uniform, done, dusted, like state-of-the-art uniform, expensive, looks good, will last a long time, done. Next is having the van sign written, but not just window cleaner on the side with a number, or, window cleaning, patio cleaning, gutter cleaning, give us a call. We've gone full montage. Like, the whole van is wrapped. The whole van looks like a massive splash of water's just slapped up the side of it. It's going to stand out like a sore thumb. We've got two, the British Gas caddies that are all blue.
Yeah.
We've got two of them now. They're both identical, same uniform. So we're creating, when people think of AA, they think of yellow fleeted vans. When people think of British Gas, they think of blue fleeted vans, and so on and so on and so on. Royal Mail red, for example. So we're trying to now go down that route of all of our vans are the same. All of our vans are the same colour blue with the same colour sign right and same uniform. Build that fleet, keep it going.
Definitely, you've got to have the brand synergy. Like, you need to be
100%.
standing out. So when people think about, oh, do you know what? I need my windows cleaned. They know who you are. You're the guys in your area who do the windows. There's no one else to think of.
For sure. Absolutely.
It was a bit like removals. It was Pickfords. Like, Pickfords were the people who moved people. So you were always fighting against that, because they built a great brand and a great reputation, and everything was the same. They were number one on Google. Like, you typed in removal company Pickfords, like, and you're doing that yourself. It's crazy. People don't even think of just the simple things you need to get right to become,
Absolutely. I mean, so in terms of, you've got a huge understanding of what we have done, where we've got up to, but in terms of what the future looks like, obviously we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, first of all.
It's working.
Keep the canvases out.
Working.
Exactly. Keep the canvases out, keep them paid. We put some big bonuses in place for them. About 2 weeks ago, I sat there and looked at how many business working days were left until the 1st of December, right? And it worked out to be 170 days for work, from Monday to Friday. So there was 170 of those days up until December. And I said to my canvassers, I was like, if you hit just 10 confirmed customers at the prices we charge, if you just confirm, so say you sent over 20 leads, but I confirm 10 of them every single day. If you do that every single day from now until the 1st of December, by December we'll be sat on £40,000 a month as a company.
And that's going to be, they're already hitting way more than that, aren't they? And that's worst case. That's like if you suddenly turn terrible and the retention turns terrible, we'll still be set at 50 grand a month come December.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like your worst case scenario is 50 grand a month.
At the moment, like I said to you, with the figures that you've got, I think in the about 6 months, I think we're now at, I've still got some to go. I've got quite a few to go back on there, but I reckon we're sat between 90 and 93k roughly for the year.
Can I just say as well, you've done this all at the worst time of year. You've done it through winter, through Christmas, through New Year.
Yeah. Mate, I don't
Trump
know, Jack.
bombing Iran.
I'm shitting myself. I'm so scared.
So you've got, honestly, when you go to the summer, right, it's, especially as a canvasser, it's just another world.
We've got really good weather here at the moment. It's sunny every single day. But last week we had a day where it was 26 degrees or something like that.
What?
Yeah, it was really, really nice, mate. It was really nice. It didn't feel like 26. Don't get me wrong. It never does in the UK, does it? It felt like 26 feels like 4 degrees. You know how it is.
Mate, I haven't been cold since so long.
But I sent the canvassers out, yeah? And he called me up at lunchtime. He was like, give me a target to hit for the day and give me a bonus. And I was like, well, first of all, I don't know how many jobs you've already got. I was like, so if I turned around and said to you, well, 20 customers, I'll give you a bonus. He's like, no, it's got to be harder than 20. I was like, but if I said 30, then it's got to be harder than 30. And I was thinking, these guys are killing it already. Like, I don't know what they've got.
Is this between them or each?
This was between them. them. So I said, right, I'll tell you what I'll do then is I'll set a target. You get me 40 customers today and I will transfer you an extra 250 quid today, right? 44 customers they walked away with in a day. They started at 10:30 and they finished by 2:30.
No, why did they finish? Why?
Well, this was my argument, and he turned around and said, so he's very much to the point, yeah, and he's very, very honest with me. I said to him, why did you finish so early? He was like, because you told me you give me 250 quid, so now I'm going to the pub. I was like, do you know what? You're so smart. Like, you're so smart. You got your target, took my money, and went to the pub. I was like, you're a genius. I was like, that is exactly what I would do to you as well.
Mate, if he was on, if they were on that at 2:30, if they'd have gone till what time's it getting light now? What time's it getting dark?
Until like 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, mate, they could have done 100.
I know. And
my best day ever was 47, and then, but I was hitting 30, 35 on my own every day. Sometimes, 40, couple of days, but my best day was 47. I never dropped below 25. Never dropped below 25.
In hindsight, mate, he knew that he probably should have stayed out.
Yeah.
But he did go back to the area and clear it out. So we did still get a lot more customers out of it. It's just, I still really struggle to get my head around how I've gone. And today's put
it's because you've used the best two methods, is hammering Facebook groups and hammering canvassing. That's the only way to scale, and just being determined.
And even speaking to you today, when you put it into perspective, like you've done it in winter, you lost a van, you lost your first canvasser. When you first started, you lost everything again. You were broke. Again, I've never looked at it so much in depth as what you have. Like, I knew that all of these problems existed, but when you actually sit down and look at everything,
it's a whole bag of trouble and a whole, world of problems that most people would have gave up.
But because I'm always thinking about the next day rather than today, I've never had a chance to really take in how shit things have actually been to how good they are now. Like, I'm now in the process of moving. Me and my partner's getting a new property together. And, we haven't even moved into the property yet. And we fully furnished it. Like, everything has switched. Like, my whole lifestyle was switched. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going out and spending thousands of pounds on watches and all of that. I'm not doing that. That's not me as a person. As long as I've got a nice car, I don't care. That's all I care about. So the plan, obviously, for the future is keep canvassing, keep scaling, keep growing, get more vans on the road, start hitting those 30, 40, 50, 60,000 pound months. Once we've hit that bit, then I'll be really honest with you. We're then going to probably go down the route of moving into property, buying some property.
Yeah, I think that's always the best way, because there's no point having the cash in the bank, losing value, or paying tax on it. Reinvest.
My mum went through a lot of shit a couple of years ago. Her and her husband split. She lost a lot. She lost a hell of a lot, and unfortunately for her, she got to carry on working. And she got a little bit poorly just before Christmas, so she's now off work through no fault of her own. So one of my plans within the next couple of months is to be the person paying her mortgage, so she don't have to worry about it. She don't have to carry on working, and then I know I can retire my mum off. Yeah, like she don't have to carry on doing what she's got to do.
And I think that, do you know what, mate? What an amazing goal is, and I know I'm not going to name drop the influencers who say that, but like the idea is not about a Lamborghini, not about a Rolex, like retiring your mum and, making sure she's got a home to live in and paying that off. Like, that's the goal, Of
course it is, man. Like she's worked her whole life. Like, and a lot of my childhood, she weren't really around because she was working so hard to give me everything. So what a way of me being able to give back to her, like saying, look, mum, you don't need to work, 40 hours a week to survive anymore because I'm taking care of that mortgage now. So you go and chill out, kick back, put your feet up.
And I'd say like that's just the exact pinnacle of masculinity. And when I hear people say like, I'm comfortable, I don't need to grow, I don't need to do this, I've got everything that I want. And well, have you retired your mum? Are your kids going to go through university without any problems? No.
Exactly that,
so you just a bum, and
you're sat there.
Yeah,
you're sat there.
You're just looking after yourself. You're just looking after yourself.
You got the car, you got the watches, but your mum's struggling to make ends meet. Like, make it make sense.
Yeah. So you don't stop till everyone's mortgage is paid off. Then you go and get the car.
You don't stop until your closest family is taken care of. Like, if I can get to a point where my mum doesn't have to work, my partner never has to work, and she don't have to think about how are we going to afford X, Y, and Z, then I've made it in life. I haven't even made it now. Even at earning 100 grand or close to 100 grand in 6-7 months, I've not even accomplished 10% of what needs to be done.
I mean, 100 grand is impressive, but in this day and age, it's not a lot of money. It's not.
Exactly.
You're never going
to
retire anyone. You're never going to have like the life you dreamed of. Your families and aren't going to be taken care of. Like,
exactly.
if some medical emergency happens, someone needs treatment, have you got the money? No, I haven't got the money. Why haven't you got the money? I didn't grow morale. Just sat my ass.
The things that have happened to me, Jack, over the last 12 months, or say the last 2 years, in my personal life, my mum's personal life, like, it has been mad, mate. Like, you can't even put into words how crazy, and I know that everyone has shit going on and everyone has bad things happen to them, but it's just been one thing after another. Like, it's been constant. So to be able to do that for someone else, like, it felt so good of me the other month giving the other window cleaner all of that equipment for free. Like, yeah. People sit there and say, like, I only be nice to people that are nice to me. But it's actually such a nice thing to be nice. And I don't care.
Well, it's like when we got on the phone and you were asking me canvassing and stuff, and I said, look, like, just do it yourself. Just get it all done yourself.
Yeah. And I don't want anyone to think, I mean, I don't care what people think. If people think that's a bitch thing to say or a soft thing to say as a man, then whatever. But Yeah, I think, like, Jack, when you were doing martial arts, you become very humble. Like,
Yeah, you don't need to. You don't need to be.
You say stuff. You don't care what people think. I'm such a relaxed person. My partner says to me all the time, like, how are you so calm as an individual? And I'm like, well, just being trained to be calm. Like, I'm not going to get hot-headed with people. I'm not going to. There's no point. So it is nice to be nice, and you do get a better feeling out of being nice to someone than being an arsehole to someone. And 100%. It's as simple as that.
100%. And that people, if people had that attitude, the world would be a better place. Everyone else would be doing well. We'd all be living in harmony.
I've got two customers, a mum and a daughter. The mum's about 85 and the daughter's in her 50s. And she said to me, my mum said that you spent an hour with her the other day cleaning her windows. I was like, yeah. She went, why was you there for so long? I was like, honestly, I know your mum's old. She lost her husband last year, your dad. I was like, she's told me all about it. She was like, right, I still don't get why you was there for an hour. I was like, I might be the only person that your mum sees that day. Like, me spending that hour with her, it's probably made her whole day.
Yeah.
And she was like, what about your day? I was like, yeah, fuck my day right up. Like, I didn't finish till 6, but that's not the point.
It cost me 200 quid. That's not
the point. Yeah. I was like, yeah, our window clean's going up triple next year. But nah, it's it takes 2 seconds to be nice to someone, and it makes their whole day, man. Their whole day. So,
I mean, I spend a lot of time on the phone, and it's good that we've recorded this. But I spend a lot of time on the phone. Like, I'm not going to name drop clients, but I ended up being their therapy and their business coach, and come on, get out of it, do this, do that. Not profiting from it at all. But like, I like to see people do well. When you told me how well you're doing, I was like, honestly, I couldn't believe it. I was so happy for you. And people, like, you circled back to what we said before. Most people don't like to see other people do well because I think it exposes their own weaknesses and their own life. As in, like, that could be me, but I'm lazy. I'm too lazy to do what you do.
Sure.
Whereas I've been broke and seen people do well, and I just admire it and it gives me a bit of hope and thinking, do you know what? And I bet there's a lot of people listening, maybe in a position like you were in, maybe not as bad, and think, do you know what? If this lad can literally get off his ass with no money, no van, and now he's building a company that's on track, worst case scenario, to be doing $500,000 a year in a couple of months, then maybe I can do it too.
Yeah, and I mean, for anyone that is listening, that is sat there thinking, should I do it? Don't I do it? How do I do it? When should I do it? Feel free to reach out as well. Like, obviously, providing that you're not right on my doorstep, I'm not gonna help you out if you're literally like 5 minutes up the road, because I'm gonna put my canvases in your area. But for anyone up and down the country that wants to know more, understand how we've done it, etc., then do just drop me a message. Just bear with. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get back to you straight away because I am absolutely fucking flat out. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm more than happy to share everything with anyone. And I'm a bit different to you, Jack. Like, I'm happy. I get your inside of it. You want people to sign you up as a canvasser. And I know in the past you have given your script to people. I'm more than happy to give my script to anyone who wants to do it. Because I know deep down, like, 90% of people aren't even going to try. Like, they're going to take my script and they're not going to do anything with it.
That's why I teach about the Facebook groups. I've got like a proper in-depth course on it of exactly how to do it, how to get the most out of it. And my son was like, why are you selling it? I said, mate, they're not going to do it. They'll buy it. They won't do it. So and that's what I used to help canvassers in my area. So I thought, well, they're not going to be as good as me. They're not going to be as relentless as me. But obviously my schools are very, very in-depth about everything on the door. And, if you actually paid attention, like, you'd smash it. But like you say, no one does. They're not as hungry. You've got to be broke, I think, or you've got no other option, and then you might be hungry.
I get it, mate. 100%. 100%. People also need to go through shit in order to work harder.
I think, if you haven't gone through tough times as a man, you haven't got a good character, because tough times is what builds the character, was what builds the resilience and helps you get out of shit situations. If you've already been in them and the next one happens, you kind of like, you know what to do. Like, you know, okay, this may seem bad, but I'm healthy, my family are healthy, so I can start again tomorrow. It's okay. You know what I mean? And you've got those skills and those abilities now, especially in sales, is you can start again tomorrow. If someone took everything off you today, you know now, it's okay. I'll start again tomorrow and it'll be fine.
I'll start again tomorrow. Although I'm going to lose everything I've got, I can just start again and get more canvases and do the whole thing again.
Yeah, 100%. You can do it all again.
So.
And I mean, I've had probably 5 of them moments in my life where I've been left with nothing and I've been like, okay, I'm going to start again. Start again with nothing.
No, 100%, man. I agree.
But yeah,
I agree.
I'm happy we got a chance to catch up, and I think your story is very inspiring. I think it's a great one to kick off with as well. I don't think you can get any better than that. You know, probably be pretty boring to speak to a window cleaner who's, you know, got given his round from his dad and everything's been fine. There's nothing really to learn from that, or is that?
No one's given me any rounds. We've not bought any rounds. We've not done anything like that. It is just been
retired,
hard graft, and that's it.
Got a redundancy pay and bought a round. And
but you know what? We actually bumped into a window cleaner the other day who was moving to a different country, and he sent us over his whole customer list for free.
Oh, wow.
There was about 700 customers on there, yeah, but I'm not joking. It was front and back for about £6.
Yeah.
So we didn't retain any of them, but yeah, it's
well, that's why you give them it. No one was buying that, were they?
Exactly. No one wanted that round. But look, Jack, I'm gonna let you shoot, mate, because I'm literally just about to start a big commercial job that I want to get done.
Listen, it's been great chatting to you, and yeah,
man.
And I'll be watching you, and I'll be cheering for you for sure. And yeah,
keep an eye on us. You won't see me drop that much in the window cleaning forums because I can't be asked.
Because you're too busy, mate.
Energy,
you're too busy building.
So. I don't really sit in them groups, but I'll send you over everything that we're doing and how we're growing and the vans, what they're going to look like, and you'll see everything, mate, and you'll be like, wow, they've done well.
No worries, mate. Well, I've really enjoyed the catch up, mate, and take care.
Me and you both, man.
Good luck, brother.
Have a good time. Enjoy training.
No worries, man. See you in a bit.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye. Join the Home Service Business University on School. Inside we'll break down everything, how to build and scale your service business, canvassing masterclass, dark Facebook domination, SEO, Google My Business hacks. This is your chance to level up, build real income and create wealth. Join today, link in bio.